Hello and welcome to Shambani Farm. In this video I am going to talk about tree forage, and in particular I want to speak about the Gliricidia tree, which is a very common fodder tree all across the world. Here in Tanzania it is not very common for people to plant trees as fodder. It is a bit gaining momentum at the moment, particularly with dairy, goat or cow farmers, but it's not a very common practice because majority of goat keepers here in Tanzania rely on grazing their animal in the bushes for their feed. But as you can see behind me, this here is called Gliricidia, and Gliricidia is one of the very nutritious fodder trees that can be found across the world. Here in Tanzania, it was introduced in this country. It is not a native place, but as you can see, it is growing very, very well, and it is doing very, very well. So I will take you closer to have a closer look at the tree itself, which is planted in one of our farms that we use mainly for zero grazed animals. And this is because we want to use the tree to supplement the feed for the animals. I will speak about the nutrition of the tree, its growth rate, and the kind of information you might need when considering to plant fodder trees, and in particular Gliricidia. So let's have a closer look at the tree to see how it is formed, how it looks like, and of course we will discuss the health benefits of the trees and its nutrition content as well. Come along. So this here is Gliricidia. As you can see, this is how the tree is. These are its leaves. They are pretty tender and lovely. It is a tree that, on the look of it, you may think it's very, very soft tree, but in actual sense, when you compare it to other trees such as Lucina leucocephala, this is quite a hard tree in terms of its stalk. Its stem. It's quite harder. It's got some seeds as well. It does fruition and produce seeds. So this is one of its seed kernels, which if you open inside, of course, you'll find the seeds. This looks like it was spoiled because it's not the season for it to seed right now. But so I suspect the seeds inside would already have been spoiled by insects, etc. But I just wanted to show you that propagation for this tree can actually be through seeds, but also it can be done through stems. So this is the kernel, and inside this is how the seeds would be like. But as I mentioned, the seeds are already spoiled by pests because they've been here for rather too long, and over the rain and what have you. That's what you definitely find. But this is how the tree looks like. It's got a thin stem, but quite hard. Unlike Lucina, that you can just break off the branch very easily, on this one here it's a bit tough. It's a bit hard, and some people do mention that the tree can also be used for wood, as in timber. So this is how the tree looks like. On the edge or on the tip of its leaves, this is how it is. You can see the way the leaves are like. It's got two pairs on each side of its leaf. Is it a leaflet? I don't know what you call it, and one at the tip at the end. So that's how typically it is. And the trunk As you can see, this is how the trunk looks like. It is not dark. It is almost like greenish, pale greenish. That's how the trunk is like. You'll see that we have cut some of the branches for feeding of the animals, as you can see here. But the beauty about this tree is that it coppices very, very well. That means when you cut its branches, it continues to branch again. It's got these buds on the sides that then continue to propagate. I mean, continue to branch out into branches. So this is exactly what happened. If you cut this tree somewhere around here, or this branch somewhere around here, then you start seeing these start branching out again to continue the life of the tree. So we planted these trees about, it's almost almost 2 years, 2 years ago. Yeah, in fact it is exactly 2 years ago. And they've created quite good canopy here, as you can see. Of course, we didn't plant many of them. We just wanted to plant a few to supplement the other feed that we have here at the farm. But it just goes to show you that it is a tree that can grow pretty well, pretty fast. This is what it is here. And when you cut it and use the stem as a means of propagation, it develops roots very, very quickly and is able to become a tree very, very fast. So this here is the tree. As you can see, the way it is, the way it branches out, the way it's formed. Unfortunately, we didn't cut some of the branches early enough. I mean, the main stem early enough to start giving it room for it to want to branch out more. But even as you see here, you can tell that it has got a very good habit of branching out. After it was cut here, then you see it formed another branch going that way, that one heading that way. So if you cut this one as well here, you'll begin to see the same thing. This is basically what it is. This is how the tree is like. I just wanted to show you. Again, here it is. The stems are quite hard, to be honest, compared to the likes of Lucina lucusifala. I keep referring to it because it's one of my favorite fodder trees. So I love it so much, and Lucina is very, very soft in terms of when you cut it off, you can actually just break it with your hands very, very easily. So this is Gliricidia. Just want to get a little bit far so you can have a holistic view of the tree. There's some smaller ones down this side that you can have a look at. So this one here, all the way going that way. Planted quite a number of them here at the farm. As you can see, so that's how it is like, and it grows very well, to be honest. It didn't struggle to get here. So this is, one of the things that I do. I encourage people to plant these fodder trees. First of all, they've got this nitrogen fixing capability because they've got nodules on their roots that help to fix the nitrogen on the soil, so they add nutrients back to the soil, which is very, very important. And we are using that for intercropping as well. As you can see here, we've planted some maize just recently. They're picking up. In India, they use these trees. They cut them and just lay them on the floor, on the ground, for the leaves. When the leaf, they shed themselves off to the ground, become good humus, that can add nutrients back to the soil. So that the soil becomes much more fertile for other plants that you want to plant there. So here are the trees, as you can see. So there's quite a number of them that we planted, and it wasn't at a serious scale. It's a serious level that for farming, but it was the beginning that we just wanted to introduce this species here at our farm, and we are continuing to bring other species of fodder trees here at the farm. One thing that I want to mention about Gliricidia is that it is not the most palatable fodder tree you'll come across. It takes some bit of time for goats to get used to it, but once they get used to it, they'll eat it no problem. For the sake of its nutrition, that's why we love giving it to our animals. So now let's talk about the nutritional value of Gliricidia tree. The scientific name is called Gliricidia sapium, and this is one of the best tropical forage trees due to its high nutritive value, fast growing capacity, and its ability to adapt well in different types of environment and different types of soils. It is a perennial tree that is of medium size, growing up to about 15 meters of height, but it can be maintained lower with cutting. Of course, it will coppice and branch out quite a lot, but it's got a lot of nutrients that are very, very important for livestock feeding. Particularly here, we are talking about goats. If you look at the nutrient content for Gliricidia, you'll see that the dry matter is about 25.3%, crude protein is about 22.3%, crude fiber is around 19.7%, ether extract is 4.2%, ash is 10%, and gross energy is 19.7%. So just looking at that crude protein level at 22.3%, it's very, very rich in protein, and this is very good for the tree. If we talk about the planting, the best way to propagate this tree is, there are two ways to propagate this tree. The first one is through seeds, and the second one is through stem cuttings. Now, with stem cuttings, you can start harvesting the tree, the fodder, in 7 months' time. But with using seeds propagation, you should look to start cutting the fodder in around 12 months' time. It is commonly harvested about every 3 months during the rain season, and during the dry season it can be a bit longer. One just have to look at how much the forage is available at that time. So basically that's it in a nutshell in terms of the nutritional value, as well as propagation. In terms of planting space, you can plant it anywhere between 50 centimeters to a meter apart. You can plant it further apart, but you can plant it as close as that if you want to allow the animals to browse on it. It will do just fine. If you want to do the cut and carry, it will also be fine. So that's the kind of planting distance that you might want to use. But of course, depending on your space that is available, you can still space out even more, but you can bring it as close as 50 centimeter apart, and it will do just fine. So that's it from Shambani Farm. Thank you for watching, and look out for more videos on fodder trees. We're going to be doing Lucina leucocephala next, so watch out for the next video. Cheers and thank you so much. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, remember to subscribe and click the bell button so that you don't miss out on any of the new videos. Bye-bye.